This is your module map for this week. Our module focus is the Spirit of God, New Testament covenant, and justification. And so I wanted to just share briefly with you, basically from kind of at this point in the course, we will be spiraling the information. That means that you'll hear at one point, then we'll come back to it again and kind of laying the foundation, and then maybe, come back and forth. So a lot of what we've done at this point has just been you read and then you kind of answer questions and you go from that. But now it's going to require a little bit more synthesis. What do I mean by that? I mean, okay, everything we've read up until this point, that can kind of serve as a foundation. So when you do, say, a discussion board post or a response paper, certainly you can get some information from the chapters you've read for now, but you can also pull from things you've read before. And then we'll just kind of continue along those lines because we're just really building our base of knowledge here with this course. And so we'll cycle through some of this information like that. Our reading, and again, our quiz preview, it's chapters 16 through 19 with big ideas. Again, I encourage you, download your quiz questions. Some of you are struggling with the quizzes, and I don't know what more I can do for you. I don't know. If you are, how about this? If you are actually reading, like literally reading it word for word, not skimming, and you're still struggling with the quizzes, contact me. But if you print it out and answer it as I've said every time, answer it as you go and then take the quiz, I think that will help you a lot to try to answer them while you're reading. Okay, so that's the reading and the quiz. Lecture video this week, you have one lecture video. It's from me. And so the lecture videos, from this point forward, it will be 10 to 15 minutes. So that's pretty much what you have right now. Our discussion board questions, you've got the 2 posts that you need to complete. And again, with the discussion board, with the response papers, feel free to use other resources. If you want to look in Brother Bernard's New Birth book, you can look in that as well. That would be a good resource. We will get to some of that reading again in the next couple modules, but feel free to do that. Again, I want to point out what I said in an email to remind you that to get full credit for your discussion board questions, you must engage, obviously, with scriptures. You must engage with the reading and with the lecture. Okay, so that's going to be helpful for that. I have a 6-year-old who's knocking on the door right now. I've got the door locked. I'm just going to ignore him and keep going. Scripture memorization. This week we're doing verses 33 through 43. Again, please remember to submit those by Saturday night. And do some practice runs. Even if you don't have them memorized, if you're struggling with getting things uploaded, do practice runs and try to get them uploaded during the week. And then we'll talk later. Next, response papers. You've got your 1-page written response paper. You guys are, I saw a lot of growth between response paper 1 and response paper 2, so I was really happy about that. Obviously, I haven't seen your response papers, your 3rd one yet, but you did a great job. Again, just reminding you to look over, we're doing sort of this modified MLA version of your citations. So just use that sample paper that I submitted that was written from Module 1, and that would really help you. Do it along those lines. You'll be great. Your apostolic hermeneutic chart. Okay, so you're supposed to submit that to me in Module 3. I'm sure as of the time that I'm working on this, I don't have many of those, so I'm really hoping to get them from you. It is for feedback. If you submitted your chart for feedback last week, then in this next coming week, you will get feedback on that. The completed assignment will be due for a grade in Module 7, so it's just to your benefit to get that turned in. If for some reason you weren't able to get that done and you want to send that to me now, that's great too. So that's really our top priority right now, is if you get that into me so I can get you feedback. I can't do that beyond this week because it gets to be too late in the course with other things grading. So if you want feedback, give me what you got. You don't have to have a lot. Even if you just have one thing filled in or two things filled in addition to the one that I gave you, then that would be fine. That would serve the purpose of helping to see if what you're doing is on track or not. So I hope you all have had a wonderful weekend, a great Sunday at church. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me, and I will see you next week.